What is keeping me up at night? Let's talk about it. As a real estate investor, especially one that focuses on the co-living niche, what's keeping me up at night is profitability. And it comes in so many different forms. But right now, I want to just focus on talking about how do I underwrite properties and then how do I operate properties so that I can focus on profitability. Number one rule, buying and acquiring a property. Let's just start there. Really simple. People ask me all the time, is there a golden rule for how you acquire properties? Yeah, underwrite them. Underwrite them correctly, understanding our business. Whatever the case may be, math is still math. And if done correctly, co-living math is better than other real estate investment math. All right, so here we go. Let's jump into it. What's really important? So for me, the thing that I focus on all the time is for the properties that I have, especially the one in Atlanta that I'm dealing with right now, is this property started off as 6 bedrooms and then converted to 7 bedrooms because I had 2 living rooms. So made the business decision to turn the second one into a bedroom. Enough said. When I underwrote the property and purchased it, the break-even point for me was 3 out of 6 bedrooms. That was 50%. So when I added the 7th bedroom, it just made that number even less. So it's roughly about 42%. So for me, as long as I can keep occupancy in that house at 3 out of 7 people, that's a break-even point for me. Currently, right now, I have 5 out of 7 bedrooms. 2 of the people moved out for financial reasons. One person lost his job, and the other person, she wasn't making enough hours, so she had to move out as well. Okay, so the math. If I break even at 3 out of 6 bedrooms, or I'm sorry, in this case, 3 out of 7 bedrooms, that means my profitability lies in rooms 4, 5, 6, and 7. So with that being said, I have 4 rooms, roughly about $900 per room. So it's like $3,600 of profitability. It's up to me to go get it. So as an owner, I believe, and this is my own perspective, so you guys got to take it with a grain of salt. I use PadSplit as the platform of choice because A, I know the most about it, and B, it's the largest marketplace for single room occupancy, rent by the room. Okay, so with that being said, here's what I'm doing. If I underwrote it correctly, I only need 3 rooms to break even. But my expectation isn't that PadSplit's going to keep the entire house full at 100%, even though I got there. But how did I get there? How did I get there successfully and repeatably? What I did was my assumptions in my own math, in my own head, and take it with a grain of salt. In my business model, my expectation is that PadSplit can get my house up to about 60 to 70% filled. Right now, it's filled at 71% occupancy. I'm profitable at 5 out of 7. That means that I'm leaving about $1,800 worth of profit on the table if I don't get these last 2 rooms filled. I have 2 choices. I can sit back and I can just wait for the platform to do its thing. Or I can just be me, which is I have ADD and OCD and all these other DDs, but I view it as a business. And I keep talking about it in every one of my videos, is I treat my co-living property and my portfolio like an individual business. The physical asset, the house, that's just a physical asset. That's my passive asset. I got great tax benefits from the reconstruction and the renovation of the house. I got accelerated depreciation. I'm utilizing all the tax all I can. Great. That's the passive part. The active business, it's what's happening inside the 7 bedrooms inside the house. What am I doing? How am I running that business to optimize for profitability? And as we just talked about, profitability is in 4, 5, 6, and 7. Those 4 bedrooms for me, that's where the profit lies. So how am I addressing my occupancy issues? So in the beginning, I didn't know very much like everybody else. So I sat back and I said, all right, I'm going to create this listing. And I let PadSplit do its thing. Okay. And then I looked at the booking fee structure and I was like, ooh, I don't want it to just do its thing. What if I could be more efficient on that part? So I got really aggressive about member referrals. So you guys have heard me talk about this all the time. If you want to fight this anger and hostility and frustration and friction around the booking fee structure, then attack it like a business owner. Okay. So I looked at it and said, all right, customer acquisition costs, roughly $300. How did I get that per each room? Simple math. My rooms are about $210 a week. Divide by 7, $30 times 10, that's $300. If I can fill a room at whatever cost that I can under that $300 that I would pay for the booking fee, I, as a business owner, am winning. So with that mentality, I was really aggressive, and I continue to be really aggressive about member referrals. So if a member comes in and they have a great time, I always ask them, hey, do you know somebody else that would love to live here? If you're having a great experience and saving this much money, Maybe you know somebody else in your own network that would also like to benefit from that and give that as a gift to your friend who wants to live here. Keep that in mind. The other part about it, and this is a recent revelation for me, is I started thinking about it, marketing. Okay, what am I doing to market my rooms? And I've thought about that as like Facebook Marketplace and Roomies and Zumper and Zillow and all these things. And then I thought about it, let's go with what's ever easiest. I looked at my listing on the PadSplit Marketplace and I said, that's marketing. So let's just look at it as real estate. So the marketing real estate that's on there, which is my listing and how it's displayed out to the members to choose from. What if I focused on the marketing of my house and my room a little bit better than everybody else? So if the standard person and the standard investor just puts their pictures of their house up there, hey, here's the front picture of the house. And even if it's a professionally done photo, here's a picture of the bedroom and a bedroom and a bedroom and a bathroom and a dining room and a toilet and a bathroom. Okay. And that's how I did it. And then I thought about it. I'm like, why am I marketing bedrooms that are already filled? These people can't book those rooms. So I went ahead this weekend and I attacked my listing through the lens of a member. How are they going to consume my listing that makes it the most attractive, that I as a business owner am communicating, who am I looking for? What's my ICP, ideal customer profile? And I started marketing to that person. I don't know if you guys have watched other videos. They're like, you should put a face and a name to your avatar. So there it is. Who am I looking for? Is it Bob and Jane? I don't know. Is it Barbara and Fred? Whatever you want to call it. Do something, but humanize it and say, how am I marketing my room so it's the most attractive to that person that's looking for my booking? So with that being said, I redid my entire listing because I said that's just real estate that I have the capacity to affect. So I took the pictures that I had and I edited them. And I'll show you some pictures of what I'm talking about here and here. So with that being said, let's look at what I did with the listing. I took off all the pictures of the rooms that are no longer available. 5 bedrooms occupied. So I put a feature on just the 2 rooms that are out there. I put banners on both of them, say, hey, come join the community. And then the other thing that I wasn't communicating is that I charge a move-in fee. And when I've looked on the platform, my room rates are like $195 and $200. All the little dots around my house, 146, 140, 139. And everybody else is playing the race to the bottom game. Lower your price, lower your price. I'm not doing that. Okay. I don't want to do that because in my mind, the value of what I'm putting out there into the world, it's a better value than the one that somebody may be getting in the 140 room next door or around the corner. But for me, the properties and the member experience I am pushing is I want a really good cultivated community. As a business owner and an operator inside our co-living ecosystem, I'm a big believer that if I can help cultivate community in my house, 1, it reduces the friction. And 2, it makes people change the mindset from it's just a room to, maybe I can call this home, right? And if I call it home and I feel comfortable in my room, in my space, in my house, and I'm comfortable with the other people that I share the space with, maybe I'll stay longer. And my tenure proves that it is. The shortest tenure I have in my house is a member that's been there for 7.5 months. The longest one is 11 months. So in this specific house, everybody's staying a really long time. And why is that? It's because they all get to know each other. They start building a community in there. It reduces the friction. So it's no longer, hey, you parked me in. It's, hey, can you please move your car because I need to get out? And it's civil. Talk about communal cleaning. They just talk to each other and be like, stop leaving your dishes in the sink. Oh, and being respectful, they put the dishes in the dishwasher. Again, that community that I'm intentionally building, I'm doing it because I know that in our business model, it's not just fill the room. It's how do I create a member experience where the members want to stay as long as I can? And that's the strategies that I implement in my houses for each individual house that I put online. That's the framework that I want to provide. If other people want to do that, great. All we're doing is elevating the floor of what shared housing and co-living looks like in America and in Atlanta. Everybody wins, but it has to be intentional. So I'm taking intentional actions. So what did I do for my listing? Let's get into the nitty-gritty. I took the same pictures and then I started communicating more things on the picture. I leveraged banners on the top of the photos. What's it say? It calls out the message and the brand that I want to put out there, which is come join a really good community. And fundamentally, if you read that and you don't want to be part of a community, maybe this isn't the house for you. And that's okay too, because there's 8,000 rooms in Atlanta. You can go pick any of those that you want to and have a great experience, or not a great experience. But in my house, I want you to be desiring a community, because then you're buying into what we're doing here. Okay, with that being said, I'm using the pictures to communicate what I want. So the array of pictures that I'm doing, I eliminated all the bedrooms that aren't available. I'm just showcasing the 2 rooms that are there, because why am I marketing something that people can't buy? That seems kind of foolish to me, right? So let's bring on the advent of common sense. So we're back. So now we have pictures of the 2 rooms that are available. I charge a move-in fee. It's $100. I've seen all over the Facebook pages and all over the Reddits and all over these channels, people are like, it's a race to the bottom for price. Why is everybody eliminating the move-in fee? I don't know. I don't. My challenge to you is this. Are you communicating enough value for why you are charging a move-in fee? In mine, I literally put it on the photo. Brand new bedding, because I provide bedding. Why do I provide bedding? Because I've spoken to enough members that have come into a PadSplit, and I've asked them, what do you bring with you? They don't have a comforter. They don't have sheets. They're not walking around with pillows. They're not walking around with shams. Okay, that seemed like an easy thing to fix, but I'm not an idiot. I run a business, right? You know my favorite saying, if there's no margin, there's no mission. And in this world, we can have both. So I charge a move-in fee. It's a standard $100. Now it's up to me as the operator, can I make that work within my numbers? So I provide a bed and a bag, brand new linens for every member that moves in. You get a brand new mattress pad and you get a brand new set of linens, from sheets to shams to pillows, right? I can go find a bed in a bag. It's reasonable. It looks well. It photographs well, but I wasn't doing a very good job marketing my listing. So now I put a banner on my picture of the bedroom that's there. And it simply reads, hey, if you the brand new fresh linens and bedding are provided as part of your move-in fee value. All I'm trying to do is reinforce the value. When I interview members coming inbound, one of the number one questions I ask is, I want to set the baseline. How much did you pay in your previous apartment? Typically in Atlanta, the average answer is like $1,800. I'm like, did that include utilities? No. Okay, let's add $400 more for utilities. Think about $100 for internet, $100 for gas, $100 for electric. You quickly get to like $300 or $400 quickly with water. So I'm like, all right, $2,200 is what you were paying before. In my house, you're going to get a wonderfully maintained home, brand new bedding, brand new linens, brand new everything for under $1,000 a month. So you're saving $1,200 a month over month. I want to keep reinforcing the value of you making a choice to rent smarter by utilizing a rent by the room model or co-living model. $1,200 a month. Is that enough value for you to stay? Am I doing a good enough job reinforcing that value proposition to you so that you're intelligent enough to say, man, $1,000, everything included, and it's a pretty good community here and everybody gets along? Or I have to go back out there and struggle to pay $2,200, $2,300 to live in someplace similar. So that's what I'm focusing on, is like marketing. The word of the month for me is agency. Not a marketing agency, not an advertising agency, my own agency as a business owner. Am I utilizing marketing that's available to me, the real estate that's available to me in the marketing space on our listing page, to put out into the world what makes my listing different? I challenge myself to do that. Here's the statistics of what I found over the weekend. I wasn't getting any listings, just like a lot of hosts that are complaining about, oh, nobody's viewing my property. I was one of those people. My property was stuck down on page 13, page 14, because my rooms cost $195. Everything around me because it costs $140, $145. Okay. So I needed to make it stand out. I needed to make the people who looked at my listing, I need to make it worth it. So a couple different things. Pro tip of the day. I added on a promo code. So I reduced the price by about 5%. That triggers the algorithm to put your listing a little bit higher. But then I attacked the pictures and I attacked the message and I attacked the property listings, as you can see right here as an example. I was very straightforward. This is the ICP, or ideal customer, that I'm looking for. If this is a good match for you, make a booking. So I'm not trying to attract everybody. It doesn't work that way in a co-living facility. Not in my operating world. So if you're looking for a community, this is what it is. It costs a little bit more because your value is there. So I try to highlight all the things that I provide as value for my tenants and my members, my clients. And then it's up to me when I have that booking request come in that I continue to reinforce that this isn't just about the dollars. You're going to get what you pay for. You're going to get good value for being here. We want you to stay. If you think about the business model that's out there for co-living, it's not about occupancy. It's not about fill the rooms as fast as you can. If these people continue to turn 2 times, 3 times, 4 times a year, you don't make any money. And we're not in this business as a charity or a donation. We're in it as investors. We had an underlying pro forma that we need to measure up to. Now the question is, are you operating your business in a way that'll get you there? And this is all I spend my time thinking about is how do I run my business more efficiently? And the thing that I'm tackling right now is how do I get that last 20 or 30% occupancy? So let's go back to this. Baseline, reiterating. Don't buy your properties unless they underwrite correctly. Be as close to 50% of your rooms to break even with PITI. Next, do you really have an expectation that a platform is going to fill your room to 100%? If you do, then, and if it's working for you, amen. Keep doing what you're doing. But I'm not seeing it. So as an owner operator, I'm not sitting on my laurels complaining. It's my business to run. It's my profitability and investment. What am I doing? What agency do I have to make intentional decisions about how I'm going to attack my business and improve it? And this month's focus is on marketing. How do I use all of the different vehicles that I have available to me? Am I using the real estate on the pictures? Am I using it as best I can? The property description, am I using it the best I can? The property listing, am I using it the best I can? That's my challenge to myself, is improve as an operator, because I want to be a 5% operator. If you're interested in becoming one, get in touch with me.